俾你啊，以防萬一啊，嗯。
不见了，找不到。阿叔有4隻喎，阿叔好多袋，坐多又。阿叔好多100蚊多嘅。唉，簡單。你每次揾嘢即係我諗你冇肚冧啊！我哋肚冧得到頂心。嗰條關你肚冧你先啊！嗰仲嗰波衫嗰波衫頂心頂肺喎。你如果自己啲麻煩多。你飛啊！你啊！總之啲重要嘢我知唔知？
We will tell you a couple of words. As in most museums in St. Petersburg, they don't allow big bags here or backpacks. They also ask not to have any raincoats, but that's not a problem now. And what can be a problem? No bottles of water. Here inside, no water inside. Several years ago, they were okay when you had the bottles in your bags hidden. But the last time when I was there, they had the scanner. Yes, we put all the bags through the scanner, and they took the bottles. I don't know about today because there is so hot and everything, but just be ready that they may ask you to leave the bottle at the entrance. They say, yeah, but be ready that they may not allow to take the bottle inside. Well, it's quite reasonable in most museums because we can spill water on the wooden floors, but in the Hermitage they have one more excuse. At 25:30, one lunatic splashed acid on the painting, denied by Rembrandt, and it took many years, more than a decade, to restore the painting because it was seriously destroyed. And now they are quite mad for any liquids in your hands. Also about photo and video, in the Hermitage you can take photo and video, but they kindly ask you not to take photo with the flash when you take photo of paintings or frescoes. Here, switch off the flash. Paintings, art, it's very bad. This bright flash is very bad for them. So don't forget, you will see everywhere the signs, no flash here, and the guard in the room usually reminds people because everybody forgets to switch it off. Here, but keep it in mind. First we go to the Cathedral, where we will spend about half an hour. Depending again on traffic, depending on how fast we come there, because the museums in St. Petersburg are open at 10:30, and Hermitage has special entrance for the group, and it usually gives time for the group. So our entrance is after 11. Yeah, that's why we have time before the entrance. And if in this case we can spend more time in the cathedral. The cathedral and the Hermitage are very close. A couple of words about the organizer who will be waiting for us there, will give us the tickets, and there the headphones and the receivers, and I will have the microphone, because in the Hermitage there are crowds. Be ready again here that there will be many people. It is high season. Hermitage is crowded. Headphones and microphone, just for you to hear all the tour. So at the beginning of the tour we will have them, and at the end of the tour we will leave them. One more possible for the big bus in the city center. That's why the driver will take us as close to the entrance as possible. I will call the driver, and he will come. So Just many different exits. Here you can't take just any exit. We need the central exit by Russian Empress Catherine II. And it happened long ago in 1764. So now years old now. Empress Catherine started to collect mainly paintings, but also the most precious, the most beautiful pieces of art, sculptures and applied art, and all her followers, all the other Russian czars on the throne, they also continued to buy different precious things. Originally, the Hermitage was a private museum. It was not a state museum, it was a private museum of Russian czars. After revolution, it was turned into their official public museum. Well, in the 19th century, one of the buildings of the Hermitage was allowed to be visited by common people, not by the czars only, but only one building. And Hermitage consists of 4 main buildings. After the revolution, a lot of people started to go there with the tours, and that's how it was up to the days of the Second World War. During the Second World War, the Hermitage had a very wise director, very wise head of the museum. He realized the situation, and even before the war started, he prepared the ropes, the wrapping paper. Soviet-German relationships may finish with the war, so he was ready. As soon as the war started, they started to pack. They packed all the treasures. They managed to pack and to send to the far east of Russia, far from the war, 2 million items. And the third item, the 3rd million, there are 3 million items in general in the Hermitage, the 3rd million was also ready. 8th of September 1941, the railroad was cut by the Nazis, the city was surrounded, and after that nobody could leave it. So the treasures stayed in St. Petersburg, but kept deep and safe in the basements of the... Well, after the Second World War, the items, the treasures, they came back to the museum. During the war, there was heavy bombing, and definitely the Hermitage suffered, especially outside. The exteriors suffered, and from the inside also there were a couple of rooms partly damaged. But luckily there were no fires, no explosions, and almost, except just 1 or 2 rooms, almost all the Hermitage well survived in the Second World War. That's why there you will see original floors, original walls, and chandeliers and everything. Nazis never mainly, as in Peterhof, everybody special soft sleepers to cover their shoes, to protect the floors. But after that, the number of people who started to visit the Hermitage increased so seriously that it became a problem. And they solved in a different way. They started to cover the floors with a thick layer of varnish. Yeah, so very often, maybe not every day, but with the new layer, and that's how they protect. That's why we are not asked to put anything over our shoes. And we are a couple of words about this cathedral. Why Kazan? The Kazan is a city in the southeast of Russia, and long ago, in the 16th century, in that city the icon was found. Well, people call it miraculous icon because they believe that it was not painted but just given to people by God. So the icon, the depiction of Our Lady, became a miraculous icon. It made many wonders, and there were several copies Not many, just a couple who also had the same qualities. They were also miraculous icons. And one of such icons was brought to St. Petersburg, the copy of that first one, but also very old copy was built to house the icon. In the first part of the 18th century, in the year 19th century, they decided to have a big cathedral on the Kazan, yeah, to that miraculous icon. That's the rule. That's how we should do them, and that's why the cathedral had to stay its side to the Nevsky Prospect, not the facade, but just one of the side.